Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Diane. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We are having a good old-fashioned get ready with me, but we're gonna do a little twist on it. We are gonna use products that are no longer in my everyday routine. They are products that I used to use a lot at one point and for some reason kind of just fell off the map. I know you know what I'm talking about because I think it happens to everyone. We just start using new products, things were good, and then we tried something new and who knows what happened. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned. Let's get started. So I've already done most of my skincare, but I have not put sunblock on. I am using the Australian Gold Sunscreen SPF 50. This is not the bottle it comes in, but I have problems with that bottle because it's one of those squeezy tubes and you can never get all of your product out of it. So I scrape it and I get it in something like this with a pump so that I don't have to do that, but I can get all my product out. So this has been my favorite for a long time. The product is affordable and it goes under makeup beautifully, which I find a lot of sunscreens don't, surprisingly actually. So I'm gonna put a few pumps on the face. You should be doing about a 1/4 teaspoon. And I use this stuff every day, I just forgot. Okay, so then now I'm going to put on some primer. This, I guess I was using this a lot because it's not in the best condition, but I have a few new ones of this. One came even in my BoxyCharm. So I figured, why not give this a shot again, because I haven't used it in a while, and I used to use it a lot more. So I'm gonna focus that mainly in this T-zone area here. It does have this nice blurring effect on your face. So that's primer. So a foundation that I pulled out that I haven't used in quite a while and loved it when I first got it is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This one here. I have it in 2 shades. This is 2 under natural and then 4 under medium beige here so you guys can see the differences. I think at one point I was mixing them together because maybe I just didn't nail my color. And right now I'm not exactly sure which one will work. Let me just do a little tester on here on my hand. I'm gonna actually just use the lighter one right now. So I'm gonna use the number 2 in natural. If I chose the wrong one, then I'll deal with that bridge when we get there. I'm gonna go with number 2. I'm gonna just start with 1 puff and see where we get. It feels thicker than I remember it. Not exactly thick, but just like maybe more of like a moussier texture. Just gonna buff this into the skin here. All right, guys, that is the coverage right there. It wasn't that easy to blend in, but that could be this brush. I haven't used this brush in a while, and I decided to pull it out since 1, it was clean, and 2, it was a throwback too, so I was wondering why I stopped using it. And now I kind of see why. I don't think that was the product, I think it was this brush. This is the Morphe M6. Let's move on to concealer. Looks like I brought out the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate, and I also brought out the Tarte Shape Tape, and it seems like they're 2 different shades, so maybe one for my under eye and one for blemishes. I'm gonna give that a go. I'm gonna start with my under eye. That way I can give it time to set up a little bit. Ooh, that is a little pinkier than what I remember. One tip that I was trying out was I immediately powder after I normally put concealer on, but sometimes I have trouble with my fine lines and wrinkles that way. And I was watching a YouTube video, I'll have to remember which one it was, but, and they said to let the product kind of settle in for a while before you powder, because otherwise the base that isn't set will crack underneath it, so only further enhancing any fine lines or wrinkles you might have in that area, which I thought made sense. I've only tried it 1 day, yesterday, and I can't say that I noticed a difference all that much, but I wasn't really paying attention that much yesterday. I will be more cognizant of it today, I promise. I will say right offhand, I don't like the way this is sitting on the face. It doesn't look smooth to me. I don't know. On camera it looks okay, but up close or even just in my mirror here, I don't like it. It looks like I've been wearing the product for a while. You know when the product starts to separate or break down a little bit? I'm gonna add a little bit more because when we don't like something, we should add more of it, right? That seems logical, but I'm gonna see if I can fix it by adding more product. I honestly think this is the wrong color for me altogether. I think it's the wrong undertone. It's too light, and we can fix it later for sure, but I look like a raccoon on here. Instead of like brightening and highlighting, I feel like I just look like a raccoon. We'll see if we can't salvage it later. For blemishes today, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape in shade 27S, which is light medium sand. I'm gonna turn this fan off. Before I set that, I'm gonna let the product sit, and then I'm gonna dot some of my blemishes. Okay, so I know exactly why I stopped using this product. One, it is not meshing with this Milani product at all, but this formula, I know it's a tried and true for so many people, but it just does not, it's too much for me. It dries out my skin. It doesn't blend well for me. And maybe it's because I don't do full coverage. This might work better for a situation where you're using a foundation that is full coverage and maybe you have a little less, I mean, my skin isn't that dry, it's normal to dry, but I also have maturing skin, so that could be the issue. The Maybelline Fit Me, which is what I'm using right now, is very light. By no means is it full coverage. I would say light to medium coverage when it's built up, that is, but this is just so heavy for me, I just can't. And I'm sure maybe on camera it'll look fantastic. It'll probably cancel out a lot of pigmentation or stuff that normally would be seen. It's accentuating my fine lines, and that is the Conceal and Hydrate version. Hi, I'm filming stuff.
JD, go on camera real quick.
Whoa, come here, show me, come on. They just came home from the store. Oh my God. Look at, say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Oh, your hair got all messy. He needs a haircut. His hair's been growing too long. Show everyone what you bought, baby.
Rainbow Dash.
We have to show it. Where's Rainbow Dash? Show me. Oh, he's obsessed with My Little Pony right now. Rainbow Dash. This is Rainbow Dash. And who else did you get? And it looks like you got new sunglasses too. Oh, Twilight Spark. Let's see how they look. Let's see how they look.
Amazing.
Oh, they look amazing?
Okay. I got to tell you something.
What are you gonna tell me?
I got to come to Daddy. I'll be right back.
Okay, be right back. Okay guys, so like I said, I am going to be setting this stuff right now. It might have been too late. I probably should have set this earlier, but I was trying to do a new thing, but maybe I'll try that with the products that I'm used to using. You got me a balloon? Oh, look what you got me.
I'll be right back.
Okay, you'll be right back? Okay, honey.
You like to have balloon?
Oh, sorry. What I'm using is the Laura Mercier, the loose powder, translucent loose powder. I'm gonna use that to set my eyes and hopefully maybe blur out some of these lines here.
Flowers.
Let's see. Aw, you got me flowers. Come on, show mommy. Oh, thank you.
I got everything.
You got everything. Oh, that's so sweet. Can you say Happy Mother's Day to the
Happy
mother?
Mother's Day!
Oh,
Happy Mother's Day!
Are you my makeup assistant?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, don't touch that, baby. You'll contaminate it.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So from far away, the powder definitely helped. I feel like that helped toned things down a little bit, but up close, I look like a hot cakey mess. I am gonna use the same powder to set the rest of the face. I just wanted to get the under eye area powdered first since that's my problem area. And then I'm gonna take this same translucent powder and get it all over my face. If I have extra time or if I just want to really lock the makeup in, I'll use setting spray now before I do bronzer or anything else. I am going to use this MAC Prep and Prime, this Fix Plus. Apparently I used to use this a lot. The smell is actually very pleasant on that one, but the droplets are a little bigger than what I'm used to. So even right now, I have these big droplets on my face, which is something I don't like because depending on what tool you use to pick it up afterwards, usually a beauty sponge, a beauty blender, the Blendiful will work well with this, but there have been times where I've used maybe not the wrong type of blending sponge and it's picked up the makeup underneath, which is not good. So another product I used to love for my contour and even my bronzer, I just loved this face palette by Smashbox. It is a step-by-step contour palette. Let me open it up here. Well loved, I used to use this thing every day. I don't recall a reason why I stopped using it. I think it was just because I was trying out new stuff and then I just forgot about it for whatever reason. So what I love about this palette is a true contour supposedly is supposed to have more of a cool tone. I feel like we use bronzers, which are more of a warm tone all the time now to contour, kind of that's what we use now, but a true contour should have more of a cool tone. So I would use this to contour, this to bronze, and then this to brighten up the face. I didn't use it that much. I know I did end up enjoying this last shade here to brighten up at some point, so it's a little bit loved, but clearly as you can see, I used these two quite a bit. So let's start with that. I'm gonna take my Scott Barnes brush. This is the number 64. I love this thing, I highly recommend it. And I'm gonna use it to do some light contouring. For blush, I am going to use this Alamar Cosmetics Colorette Blush Trio. I have this in medium tan. The names of the blushes are Seclusion, Isla, and Toasted. There you go, right there. I'm gonna go in with this shade here, this Toasted shade, and I just lightly tap that on. Oh, it's pretty. I remember liking all of the shades in here. Depending on what kind of look you are going for, I think they all served a purpose. Well, they all serve a purpose. I mean, like, different look, different vibe, different energy. Okay, I feel like I went a little heavy-handed. Didn't mean to, but that's okay. Blush is a mood anyway, so, and I'm sure it will come off as time goes on. I feel like blush very easily comes off, especially right now when we're wearing masks. It's coming off pretty quickly. So I'm gonna stop there with the rest of the face products and I'm gonna give it a spritz again. I really wanna lock down this makeup here. Okay, next for the eyes, I am going to use this MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. I haven't used this in a while. I know I was using the e.l.f. a lot and that's just really easy to whack on. And this is such a thick product that, I don't know, I think the feel, even though it works really, really well, it also can feel very heavy when you first put it on. And I got used to using something lighter is all. Definitely, I feel like another very drying product, but I'm sure if you're looking to like really look snatched, this is gonna work well for you. I am going to take a big fluffy eye brush and then I'm gonna set it with this shade right here, this lightest shade, kind of set that all over the eye. I'm going to use this ABH Sultry palette. My husband got one of the first, I think, makeup things he ever got me. And I used to love this palette, so I am going to use it today. It does come with a brush. I don't recall ever using the brushes in here, but maybe I'll try a little today because I do remember them being soft, but for whatever reason, maybe not what I was looking for. I am going to go all over the lid with this shade here. This shade is called Fresh. I am going to use the color Birch, which is right here, this color. I'm gonna switch brushes and I'm gonna go in with the shade Twig. That's this one down here. I think I'm gonna do Cyborg, and I'm gonna take that on this flat brush here. I'm not gonna wet it just yet. Let's see what kind of results we can get with it not being wet. So I'm gonna really pack that onto the brush as best I can. I'm gonna take it in the center of the eye at first and then bring it in. And that is with a dry brush, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go back into Twig and kind of just replace some of that color. Blend these two together. And I'm gonna soften this edge here. I like the way that looked. Maybe take some of the shade Pearl. I'm gonna go back into Pearl and do an inner corner highlight. So I'm gonna take just a small pencil brush here. This is a Morphe one. This is an M149, and kind of, as best I can, coat my brush. That one, the shade Pearl, is very, very fluffy, meaning it's getting everywhere. So just be careful because I already have makeup on. I probably should have done this first. Then for eyeliner, I am actually going to use an eyeliner today. This is the Hank & Henry Blickety Black Long Wear Liquid Eyeliner. I remember I used to love this thing. So I'm gonna give it a go here. I like it. I might have to pick that up again more often. Then for the brows, I'm gonna do the ABH Brow Wiz. I had stopped using this because I was trying out some different pencils that I actually like a little bit more. I even got a pomade recently that I'm trying out. Whew, way out of my comfort zone. So let's go back to this and see if I remember how to use it. I mean, that went on very nice. I remember why I love this now. So I might be picking that up again as well. All right, so as far as lips, something I used to use all the time, without lip liner, mind you, was the shade Fair Game with this Smashbox liquid lip. And I did love this formula when it first went on, but it was very drying. But this color was so pretty that I didn't care, and I used to wear it all the time. So this is dried out a little bit. It's such a pretty color for my skin tone. Sometimes because of my skin tone, what other people consider neutral is not neutral. So this one is though, and oh man, I love it so much. But already I can feel how dry the formula is. Oh, it's just so pretty though. And when you first get it, in all fairness, it is beautiful. It does go on very nicely. It's very wet and then it dries down, and then throughout the day it dries. Right now, because I've had this for a little bit, it's already drying and my lips can already, I feel like it's sucking the life out of my lips right now. But it's such a beautiful color, isn't it? Oh. I am going to be using the Tarte Big Ego Mascara. I used this for a few months and I think this one smudged, and that's why I stopped. Although at first it looked really nice and I liked it, but then it would end up all underneath my eye down here. So let me curl my lashes and I'll get this on. I do remember though, now putting it on, this is not a waterproof one, so it ends up down here. For whatever reason, almost all mascaras end up down here. My only saving grace is if it's waterproof, and even then it still smudges. It's just when I smile, I don't know if I'm like squinting my eyes and everything gets all, I don't know, but this went on beautifully. So for highlighter, I am going to be using this Wet n Wild highlighting powder. This is in Precious Petals 321B. If I remember correctly, this was very, very blinding. Oh, okay. So I went very light-handed because I remember it kind of being potent, and I feel like up close and personal, my eyes are very dramatic right now, so I don't want to go too heavy on the highlighter. But yeah, it looks like you can kind of make it be somewhat subtle. Okay guys, so that is the finished look. It's a lot more makeup than what I'm used to using currently. Like I said in the beginning when I was doing the foundation and everything, it did feel very heavy, a little too much. I will say that I like it 100 times more right now with everything on and how it's melding into the skin. Keep in mind, I did this at least 3 times, I believe, so that helped melt everything into the skin. I'm still having some trouble on my under eyes. I don't know if that comes across on camera, but in person, I feel like it is too much makeup and it's just too heavy right there. So I don't like that. As far as my cheeks though, and other places on my face, it looks good, but I would say my under eye, and then I guess right here in my nose area, it's already settling into those lines around my nose. So don't like that, but I think overall it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice up close too here, but let's see how it breaks down during the day and just see how it wears. I think that right now it's looking better than I thought it would. So let's give one more spritz. I'm gonna let that live. That is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Okay, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye. A lot of kickback, except for that went on very nicely. But this is my good eye. I always have a good eye and a bad eye.